Hello, I'm sitting in the dark because I've been trying to film this video for so long, which is stupid because it's just me talking. But for some reason, everything I've talked about up until now has just been pointless. It just doesn't seem like it has a purpose, and I guess I'm just like insecure about not making interesting enough content. But truly it doesn't matter. Like, this channel so far has just one video of me talking about various things, so there's not really a standard I need to uphold. So I'm just gonna talk. Just gonna chat. Oh yeah, one of the things I was talking about in the previous takes was anxiety about the end of the pandemic, which is such a funny thing to feel because, you know, everyone's saying, oh, I can't wait until the end of the pandemic and we can just get back to normal life and whatever. Listen, sure, normal life, we can use that as a term to describe not wearing masks and being able to be close to people. But in terms of what it was before, I think things are actually going to be way more extreme than they were before. And that in a way makes me a little antsy because it's life is going to be so intense. We're going to be going from staying inside, well, most of us, hopefully, who have been respecting the rules set by our governments, you know, we're used to being inside, to not seeing people. And I think when everyone's vaccinated and it's safer to go outside, and definitely when it's reasonable to gather again, I think we're gonna go we're gonna go ham. It's gonna be the roaring 20s because we have been repressing all of these desires to party, to, you know, go to concerts, to spend money even. I'm sure we're spending money on online shopping, but just spending money on experiences, I think. Vacations are gonna be crazy. There's gonna be a huge boom in tourism. Even myself, I plan to travel to Europe for a year or so. But I'm almost nervous about transitioning back into life. And the other day I had this thought, I just want to sit in a cafe with my best friend. I haven't seen my best friend in over a year because she left in January of 2020 to go to to go to Scotland on exchange. And that was the last time I hugged her, I think it was December 30th, 2019. Or no, it was January 3rd, 2020 or something. So, I just want to sit in a cafe with her. And it sounds so simple, but that would be so nice. But then I was thinking about that experience of being in a cafe with other people around, and I got nervous. I felt a little tension because I think everything's gonna be so packed and so crowded, and it's gonna be such an extreme. We're gonna have to adjust to that again, just like how we adjusted to being isolated. And I guess it's kind of good that it seems to be a slow transition so far. I mean, we've already got the hooligans who are heading out and doing whatever, so that's phase 1 of transitioning back to normal life, I guess. And then we're gonna have, you know, the first doses of the vaccine. And, you know, that doesn't make you immune. I think that basically just makes it so that you are less likely to be hospitalized if you get COVID. It's not just superpower, you can go out and, you know, whatever. You can still get COVID and you can still spread it, but the vaccine just makes it so that you probably won't have to go to the hospital, which is fine. That's great. It's definitely a step in the right direction. But then I think maybe the second dose is what makes you fully immune. I don't know. Science is so crazy. Like, it blows my mind that there are people who understand these things and people who can create these things. Like, I think science is so fascinating, but I just don't have the aptitude to absorb all that information. But yeah, like, the thought of being back in public with no masks, it like makes me feel scared. And that's kind of sad. Like, I almost, like, when I think of the end of the pandemic being close, like, oh, it's almost the end, we're a few months away, or whatever people are saying. Truthfully, I don't agree. I think we're more than a few months away, just based on previous situations. But I think about the end of the pandemic, it's almost like dread. Of course, I don't want the pandemic to go on forever, but there's just this sense of dread about being back out, and then also having you don't have the excuse of, oh, you know, we'll do it after the pandemic. Like, I'll see you after the pandemic. Like, we're gonna have to face those responsibilities and face those interactions that we didn't want to do before. You know, I've loved not having to go into stores and having the excuse to just find better companies online to shop at. And of course, after things open up, I'm still gonna keep shopping these smaller businesses online, because I think that's just more not ethical. Yeah, I guess it's ethical, but I think that's just the better move in general. But it's like, even just going into stores that don't have other alternatives, like, I don't want to go back into stores and have to deal with all these people all over the place and then standing in line. Like, I can live without that. But obviously that's gonna have to happen again, because I can't just keep buying everything online forever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel very conflicted at the end of the pandemic, because I'm happy. Like, I'm so relieved that people are getting vaccinated, and I'm so thankful that all of these researchers have worked together for basically the whole pandemic. Like, they've been working, you know, and I'm so thankful for them. But at the same time, it's just like another scary chapter to anticipate, and change is scary, whether or not it's good change or bad change. But hopefully we can all take the coping mechanisms that we've developed over the pandemic and apply them to the reopening as well, because, you know, that's all we can really do, is just try to adapt to the best of our ability. I am so... You just cannot even see me. I guess that's what happens when the sun goes down. But, yeah, I don't know. I've just been thinking about the end of the pandemic a lot, because it seems more tangible. There's almost something comforting in just knowing that something is not tangible. Like, you know, in March 2020, we were focusing on what was happening then. We weren't thinking ahead to the end of the pandemic, really. I mean, we might have said, oh, can't wait until this crazy thing is over, but like, we didn't actually have a plan set in place for the end. But now, sorry, I'm trying to get you to be able to see me, but now that we have these solutions, we actually have to think about how it will be once they're implemented. And that's daunting. I don't know. I'm really excited to travel, clearly. I think the pandemic has put the desire to travel in all of us. And yeah, I think it'll be so cool to actually meet people from other places, because, well, I was talking about this in another one of the videos that I ended up deleting because it just wasn't good, but I've been talking to more people online than in my real life. Like, I've been interacting with more people that I don't know than people that I do know through YouTube comments or Instagram comments, and just like, you know, having these short, tiny little conversations, even if it's just like I post something and then they like it and whatever. Like, I feel like I'm meeting more people, but I'm excited to actually go into the world and meet new friends. Like, I crave these friendships that are so deep and that just come from such an organic place of like understanding and just being on the same page. Like, of course, my friends right now are incredible. Like, I feel so thankful to have my current friend group, but I just want to meet people who are so different, because obviously when you meet people in an environment like university or whatever, you're very similar. I feel, you know, you're there for probably the same reasons, you're living in the same environment, so you're gonna have similar emotions and whatever, similar habits, I guess. But I want to meet people who are from other parts of the world who are so different, who I don't know, like, I just want to learn about other people, because I've been in school so long learning about things and learning about concepts, but I want to learn about people. And that's what draws me to YouTube so much, is like meeting this person from somewhere else, getting to know their life, getting to understand their habits, getting to understand what they think of the world. That is so cool. And of course, YouTube is a fantastic outlet for that, but like, I just want to go and hang out with these people and form friendships. And yeah. So I guess I'm just in a place of thinking about the future, which is weird for me because typically I'm either thinking about the present or the past. But yeah, the future is feeling more and more real, and that's stressful. So maybe you can relate to some of what I said, and maybe that put some of your feelings into words that you couldn't figure out before, because it's hard to decipher your own feelings sometimes. Like, in your brain it's so clear, but then you try to talk about it and it makes no sense. But I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you're prioritizing the right things, and that those things are making you happy and making you feel fulfilled. Yeah. But get the vaccine if you can. If it's your turn to get it, please get it. Make sure that you're, I don't know, just doing the best for your own health, physical and mental, because they're both equally important. And yeah, just try to take it easy, I guess.